Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well and enjoying your Saturday. Sunday is going to be a big day. It's a big day. We've got Man City. Generally, I don't really know if this is a preview video. I guess it is kind of a preview. But this is honestly a show that was not planned. I said, you know what? I had a great chat with Nina and Charlie. I had a great chat. And there's just so much more to say. There's so much to talk about. There is so many things happening today, like outside of Chelsea, inside of Chelsea, flipping Venezuela. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, we're going to be talking football today, guys. We're going to be talking about Bluco. We're going to be talking about Strasbourg. We're going to be talking about Liam Rosenior. Remember the name, the mighty Liam. Where did he? Hull. He came from Hull. Come on, you should have known that. It's like if I said, where did Flick come from? You'd say Barcelona. It's just instinctual. It's instinct. And Brighton, obviously. So, listen, we're going to be talking a little bit about the City game as well. I would like to talk about football. You know, it gets to a stage with everything where you do just get sick of saying it, but it's all you can say. That's all you can think about. The ownership at Chelsea, the way we're run, the board, the structure, the project. But we're going to be speaking about Rosenior as well. Like, it is getting closer, guys. There is movement, if you want to call it that. Minimal movement in the grand scheme of like the day, but it relatively soon. Like we're going to see Liam Rosenior as the Chelsea head coach. It's going to happen. It's happening already. So there's not even really much point asking the question, oh, is it going to happen today? Is it going to happen tomorrow? It's happening. Okay. So that's the reality of our situation right now. We are bringing in Liam Rosenior. He is 100% going to become Chelsea manager. And this is just like, I'm not saying this as a source. It's just moving in that direction. And maybe I'll be proven wrong. Maybe for whatever reason, this guy pulls out the deal and says, you know what, guys, I'm quite enjoying my life in France, in Strasbourg. Like, it's a perfectly nice club. Honestly, I think it's a very, very nice club to work at. To take that step from being a championship / League One, I don't even know what league Hull were in when he was managing them, to take that step into the French First Division and like be top of the Conference League, he must have been really relishing that opportunity. It honestly sounds like he was, sounds like he did. I saw the Crystal Palace game. I was really, really impressed. I heard that the players were developing well. He was doing a good job of developing these players. And now he's coming to Chelsea. I'm just like, man. You know, I defend pretty much all of the managers. That's the God honest truth. I defend them all. I mean, I defended Potter. I defended Pochettino. I didn't defend Maresca, but Maresca proved me wrong, and I salute Maresca for that. This is just, honestly, it's like I'm on the ground here, and you're just kicking me. You are kicking me down. I'm on the ground, man. Let me at least get up. Nope. Bang, bang, bang. Didn't even have a good reason to sack the manager in the first, but didn't even sack the manager. He quit. Anyone who believes that Maresca was sacked bullshit. He quit. He didn't want to work with these guys. He wasn't interested. And why would he? Zero ambition. Zero. Jamie O'Hara. Oh, but you won 2 trophies. You won 2 trophies last season. Yeah, despite self-sabotage, despite basically trying to hold ourselves back, making ourselves worse in January. Everything that we needed, we didn't get. We got rid of players instead of bringing players in. And we still managed to have some success. I say this to all of you as well. You know, I'm not as extreme as some. I'm not. You know, you've got to be true to yourself. And whatever you believe. It is your opinion. I am not here. Well, I mean, I suppose I am influencing your opinion because you're watching me. But I'm not directly trying to influence your opinion. This is just how I feel. If there's an extreme in terms of, you know, sides that you're on, love the owners, hate the owners, or love the project, hate the project, I'm around here, guys. I'm around here. You know, I'm trying to find the positives. I'm trying. And I just keep getting dragged back. It was like Maresca last season. He was trying to get us into a position, fighting. No centre-back. We'll get rid of this player. We'll get rid of that player. What about this season? Maybe we can push for the title. No. You're having nothing. Zero. And it's okay to be wrong. I just want to say that. It's okay to be wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. When you're right, it's great because you get to brag about how correct you were and how right you were. And it's fun, especially when everybody else starts going in that direction. I was right in some respects, and I was wrong in some as well. I was right in saying that, you know, this ownership just is ridiculous, man. I was right in saying that. But my opinion is, you know, if FSG can run a moderately successful club, a pretty successful club in Liverpool, like, it can be done. You don't have to like it. I don't like it. I'm the one who pays for it. I'm the one who goes and pays for the season tickets and buys, you know, food and drinks in the stand, and they raise prices every other year. I'm the one who has to shed out this money. I'm the one who pays for Sky Sports. What kind of a mug am I? I literally pay for that. But yeah, like there is proof that you can have Americans. In fact, forget Americans. Forget that. You can have people who want a bit of money out of it, and you can still have success. But it's like total greed. So much greed. You know, let's just imagine someone's got a business, all right? Someone's got a business, and they say, I don't know, I've got a couple of employees. And let's say each employee makes you, I don't know, £1,000 a month. Let's just say they make that, fuck knows, in profit after you've paid them. And 1 month, 1 year, it's like great. They double it. They triple their earnings for the year. And they go, you know, like, we've had a really good year, boss. Can we have like a bonus? We've had a good year. And instead of just giving them enough to keep them happy, even though it probably still isn't enough, you just go, no, I'm not doing it. It's like a total slap in the face. Like, it's insulting. It's insulting. It is insulting. What I am witnessing is insulting. I don't buy this narrative of not going to games either. I've seen this. Have you not watched this channel? I you know, I only do the streams because, to be honest with you, it's just something that everybody seems to do. I started off just literally going to games and doing interviews. That was it. But then it was like, okay, If I want to really get my message across and speak to people, fine, I'll go live. I enjoy going live. I enjoy it. But it's not something I was actively looking to do. I avoided it for about 2-3 years. I didn't see the point. Lewis was like, Alex, you should do streams. You should do this. All right. I just want to go to the game and enjoy it. That's literally what I want to do. And I was on the phone to Steve earlier, Steve from Andover. You should all know who Steve is. He interrupts the interviews. He always asks me if I was at the game. And what did Steve text me? Steve texted me this morning or last night. He texted me today. Chelsea is no longer a football club. It's a private equity firm with a pitch. Maresca isn't a coach. He's an asset manager. Criticizing the disparate squad is seen as devaluing the inventory. Safe to say the bridge has become a golden cage where the truth is the only forbidden tactic. Fans are not actually fans, but mere customers. And I mean, you can't say he's wrong, can you? You can't say he's wrong. I actually did a video earlier. I thought I'd upload it, and then I listened back to it, and I went, if I'd listen to this if I was in a good mood and I wanted to become depressed. So I didn't upload it. Because if you want to have a moan, if you want to talk about these, why not go for an hour? Why only 10 minutes? Why restricted to a 10-minute video? Because you think of the amount of time that I'm going to spend watching this dross and dealing with all this stuff, amount of money that I'm putting into it, I might as well get my money's worth and speak about all these issues. Big up to everyone as well. I hope you're doing well. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, I am going to the Man City game. I am going to address this matter of how you protest as well. That seems to be one of the topics at the moment. We were talking about extremes earlier on in the stream. Those of you who have just jumped on. I'm not an extremist. I'm not. I'm really not. I believe that I'm a relatively positive, level-headed guy. But I'm being driven to just levels that no football club can take you. No football club. And I include Man United in that conversation because Man United have a lot of advantages that Chelsea don't have that allow the Glazers to act in a certain way. Man United can fund themselves to a degree, right? Because they've got so many seats, because they're arguably the biggest club in the world, because of what they achieved with Sir Alex, that they're a club that financially, even with owners taking money out every other year, they're still able to fund massive, huge transfers. Whereas Chelsea, like, you make wrong decisions, you start taking money out of the club and you want it to be a self-sustainable business. That's why we've been driven to this stage with Clearlake, where now we're in debt. We're taking loans from Aries management with high interest. High interest. You're being forced to sell players to then pay off that debt. And the cycle repeats itself. How many people get into debt and then can't get out of it? Quite a lot. Countries constantly in debt, constantly borrowing. Football clubs, once you get into that cycle, it's difficult to get out of it. And Roman writ off the debt. He wrote it off. And we're just, I mean, it's to be honest with you, the debt is the last of our problems, in the sense that, again, if there were other things that were looking promising, we would try and address them. I don't have a problem saying things are going well. I don't have a problem saying that I think some of the signings were good. We signed Palmer, we signed Caicedo, we signed Cucurella. There's some good things. But ultimately, like, God, are we making a list here? How many pieces of paper have you got? Like, the mistakes that have been made are just criminal. Turn the radiator off. If you haven't smashed the like button, please do. We've got almost 150 on YouTube. We've got about 350 on X. You can retweet as well. It all makes a big difference. Let's get straight up to 100 likes on YouTube. And once we get to 100 likes, I'm going to be reacting to something which all of you should have seen, but I doubt you have, because it's relatively recent, and it's extremely entertaining, but it's also a little bit like, why is this person saying this and that person is saying something a little bit quite different? So I've got something to share with you. Once we get to 100 likes, I will do that. Let's react to some of the comments as well. Big up to Sangar as well. Not a fan of Liam Rosenior. Mr. J. Witt says, I'm not excited. Difficult times ahead for Chelsea. The protest is justified. Banter era has officially begun. I think that the banter era began as soon as they walked in the door. Let's be honest. We've had 2 years of that. Last season was a banter era in many respects, right until the end. We managed to save our season. Good evening, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Let the negotiations fail. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. Big up to Harry. Do I have any hope? I don't know. I don't know what I think, but I mean, hope is minimal, isn't it? It's always going to be minimal. I think with Maresca, honestly, we would have had a chance. I think we would have had a chance, but I don't know. They're coming out saying that the coaching staff and the analysts, they've watched some Man City games and they've got some brand new tactics that nobody's ever heard of. And that's going to be the key to beating Pep Guardiola. Maybe that's the case. In all fairness, we could park the bus, get a point, a solid point at the Etihad, because that's what we'll take these days, a point. That's honestly, I think a lot of Chelsea fans will say the same thing. Do you know what an achievement would be at the Etihad? I'll tell you what an achievement would be. Filling the away section. Not having empty seats would be an achievement. How crazy is that? I have a feeling there will be a lot of empty seats. I mean, I don't know for sure, but why would you waste your weekend going up there when you pretty much know what's going to happen, and also you have in the back of your head like everything else that's going on? Doesn't fill you with much optimism, does it? No, it doesn't. Who knows, man? Big up to you, Kieran. I hope you're doing well. I reckon that Rosenior doesn't want the job, but fears he has no choice. We're in a dictatorship, I fear. I mean, that could be the case. Rosenior is not ready to become the Chelsea manager. Good evening, Alex, mate. Who do you want as the next coach? I'm past that point, Philip. I'm past that point. It's not about who I want to be the coach anymore, because I don't believe in the process. I don't believe in the project. There could be a coach that will fit into the project. Fair enough. I honestly thought Maresca could do that. And the fact that he was still able to be successful within that, that's impressive. You think of the restrictions you have as a manager, and they just give you even more challenges. Like, who wants to work in that environment? Honestly, who wants to work in that environment? But that is very openly discussed, and people kind of know that's the Chelsea way now. So if Liam Rosenior is the man that's going to accept that, the box that he ticks is that he has worked under Blue Car already, even though that's for a very, very short period of time. I don't doubt that Rosenior's a good manager. I'm impressed with what he's done at Strasbourg. Okay. I'm also impressed with some of the work that Sean Dyche has done. I'm impressed with Nuno and what he was able to do at Nottingham Forest. I was impressed with Thomas Frank at Brentford. It does not mean I want them to become the Chelsea manager. Do you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous, guys. It's freaking ridiculous. I am so done. But I said to myself this new year, because for those of you who've been watching the channel regularly for a while, I used to do these streams all the time. I ended up burning myself out. I just streamed too much. I was doing 2 hours a day, 2 separate streams every single day. It was too much. And I said to myself, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it because I enjoy it, and I want to do it because people want to watch it as well. If the channel's not getting anything from it, if people aren't watching, then it's kind of pointless, to be fair, because I love doing it, but also it's kind of pointless if you're speaking to an empty room. But I'm going to continue doing everything for the match days. That's not something I'm willing to give up. And I also don't see any benefit to that. And that's probably the next thing that I need to address. I need to show a tweet from Eunice that I saw that I really disagree with. I mean, I can't believe it. Or maybe I can believe it, but I was like, I don't get it. It's this one here. So let's just go through that. I mean, it comes from a quote. I mean, let's start from the beginning. I think they're all relevant. Alex Goldberg says, I will always support fans uniting for the sake of the club they love. I'd much rather consistent protests than slandering and booing the new head coach and players. If it has any chance of working, though, the protests need to be consistent and people need to stop going to games. You have to hurt a billionaire's pocket for them to care. Okay, so that's what Alex Goldberg says. Now, I agree, you do have to hurt a billionaire's pocket, but that there's a select few people that can really make a difference in that regard. And that's members, not season ticket holders. Because members don't pay up front for the year and season ticket holders do. Anyway, let's see the reaction. We then have Alexis coming out saying, the problem with boycotting games is that fans risk losing their season tickets. Chelsea owners would welcome that. It gives them more seats to sell at inflated prices. For clubs like Chelsea, season tickets are no longer a priority when tourist demand is at an all-time high. And I completely agree with what Alexis said. It's totally on the money. These guys want tourists. That is where the money is. A tourist comes over, they fly over. I met a guy, an American guy, and he was with us. He actually, after the Bournemouth game, like he come upstairs when we were uploading some of the fan cams, and I had a chat with him. Really, really nice guy. I'm trying to remember his name. Anyway, like he spoke with me after, and I was like, how much did you pay for these tickets? You don't even want to know what this guy was paying. And he wasn't paying for anything special. Like, I'm pretty sure these were just standard, just regular tickets. This guy here, I won't even like play it. But this guy here that I interviewed, this is for the Aston Villa game. This guy in the middle, he paid like 700 quid for a game, or 800 quid, I think it was. I remember saying him, that's what I pay for a season ticket. He came all the way from America for 2 games, and he paid like 1,500. Where the hell did you get these tickets from? From the club. You got them from the club, man. Not from Vivid Seats or anything like that. It was from the club. I felt sorry for the guy. Honestly. But I respect it. I mean, I respect you coming over, but that's the market. That's the target audience. and you get one of those fans, right? And you only need them to attend for 1 or 2 games, and you've already made more money than when someone like me goes and I've already paid, 850 quid a year for my season ticket in Matthew Harding. And this guy will pay that in 1 game. Now, if you can do it, you can do it, but you can understand the benefit for the club. Not only are they paying for the game, you bet they're going to buy food in there. They're going to have a drink, probably get a shirt, maybe some other merchandise, a beer, couple of beers. And that goes into a lot more, doesn't it? I mean, a match day can cost easily a couple hundred quid for a tourist, apart from the ticket. That's not even including the match. Anyway, let's get back to it. So Eunice says, show up, tap your ticket, and exit. You get your attendance, and the seat remains empty. Then assemble outside the ground each match day. This should be the case now. Now, I don't understand the logic here. I really don't get it. I don't get it. I find it quite laughable as well that this is coming from someone who doesn't go to games. I find it quite laughable. You know, I don't understand the logic whatsoever. There's a cost of living crisis in the UK, and you expect fans that have already paid to just tap the tickets and leave. What if they live 3 hours away? What if they live? What if they don't live in London? Like Chelsea SW6, Tony lives up north. He's got to travel hours and hours to get here. I don't live in London. Takes me an hour and a half to get to Chelsea. What am I supposed to just pay for my ticket, pay for a train ticket, which are the most expensive in Europe, if not the world? I think we have the most expensive travel in the world. What, and just tap my ticket and leave? What are you talking about? What the fuck is that logic? All right, mate. Very strange. Also, there's a lot of people that have season tickets that don't live in the country. There's a decent amount of people. I know people that have season tickets that don't live in the UK. And it's not that they don't get used. They just give them to other people to use. And it's great. You know, you can, if you've got kids or grandkids or friends, business associate, whatever it is, you can, it's your season ticket. You can do what you want with it. But, yeah, that's not the way to do it. You're not going to get fans on side with that logic. I don't get it. It is what it is. A sacrifice is needed. Yeah, I just don't get it. I saw that tweet and it just baffled me, honestly. Just baffled me. I don't understand how you could say to fans, pay for something and then don't use it. Especially working class fans. Working class fans who really struggle. Not everybody can afford to follow Chelsea easily. That's not the way to approach this. If you want to protest, the people who have the powers are the members. But I'll give you the negative here. You members who go to games regularly, maybe you're watching, maybe you're not, you stop going and the tourists come. So that's the issue. I mean, if you stop that part of, you know, Westview, etc., corporate, East Hospitality, if you stop them coming, then you're onto something. You're onto something. I think realistically, if I'm looking at the Strasbourg model, they protest every game by being silent for the first 25 minutes. Now, to be fair, we do quite well because we're silent for 90 most of the time at Stamford Bridge because the atmosphere is just shocking at the moment. But there's definitely something that can be done in that regard. Chants. There are solutions, but a protest is, without a shadow of a doubt, a great start. A great start. And I do think that if you can make it, you should go. I will be there. I will be supporting the protest. I also just want to speak. The last protest that we had, people criticized that protest. They said it didn't have an impact. It was all over mainstream news. Like, it was, I don't know, let's just say 500 people were there. Probably like maybe 300, 400. Yeah, I'd say something around that mark. Like, it wasn't incredible. It wasn't like the Super League, which I never got to go to, by the way, because of my job at the time. I was absolutely gutted. I quit my job because I couldn't go to the Super League. I quit my job. I was like, this is fucking bullshit. I really wanted to be there, but yeah, I couldn't go. But no, this protest, I know for a fact, Shaggy, if you know Shaggy, very well-known guy from Saudi, he's flying over for this protest. I'm pretty much 100% sure the guy's flying over. So if this guy is flying over from Saudi Arabia, he's flying over from flipping Riyadh or Jeddah, and you're telling me you can't be bothered to drive for an hour or get a train. You have no leg to stand on if you complain about this, but then you don't let your voice be heard. It's like being a part of a council meeting and then not giving an opinion. It's like having the opportunity to vote and then not doing it. You might feel like you're pointless, and your vote technically is pointless if there's enough people that are voting in the opposite direction. But when you all come together and you have a bit of unity, then it starts to be seen. That is sort of the message. Have a little bit of unity here, guys. I feel like everyone's on the same page. I'm not the only one saying this, but I know I'm not. I'm certainly not the first person that said this. I won't be the last person. That is, where we are at the moment. Smash that like button, guys. We've got over 200 of you in here. Once we get to 100 likes, I'm going to be showing you something that you're going to find very interesting, very entertaining. And it is to do with what I'm speaking about with the project and Liam Rosenior. So, yeah, let's just get straight up there. I need 30 more likes, and then we're going to get cracking with that. In the meantime, going back to Liam, this is where we are at the moment. When people are saying, Alex, how do you know that the guy's not going to stay and this and that? He might still be the Strasbourg manager. Liam Rosenior gives a farewell to Strasbourg. Quote, "It's a very beautiful city with very beautiful people. A great club. I liked everything. The players were amazing. I really want the best for this club. I don't know if this is my last game in life. We don't know." You just said, I liked everything. The players were amazing. Past tense. So there you go. That's the crack. You're waiting for this exclusive here we go. I'm afraid we're past that point where you've got something shiny to brag about to your friends about how good Chelsea are. Yeah, we signed this manager. It's coming back, boys. We're gonna be pushing. Pushing for what? Pushing for what, man? Honestly. What I'm probably going to end up seeing on Sunday tomorrow, when you see someone working out in the gym and they're really trying to lift things up, and then you look at the size of the weight and you go, what the fuck is that? You're putting all this effort in. You're not even lifting anything. You make it look so difficult. It's much easier than that. And that's probably what I'm going to see tomorrow. In football terms. Why are you so negative, man? Well, where do we start? Roman got forced to sell his club. We got taken over by private equity. We got misled with the man who was going to lead this project. We sacked our gaffer, Thomas Tuchel. Like, it's so obvious. I don't even know why I have to say it. We bring in Graham Potter and we say we're going to give him time. We then sack him before he's even been in charge for a year. We then bring Pochettino in. And after actually improving our space in the season before and feeling like we're getting some momentum and some chemistry, we then sack him as well. Not even because he was demanding to bring players in, because we were going to sell the players that he wanted to play. It's the equivalent now as if Maresca was still in the job and we said we're going to sell Palmer. That's maybe not Palmer. Okay, let's leave Palmer out because Palmer was there on the pod. It's the equivalent of saying we're going to sell, I don't know, Reece James. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what Gallagher was to Poch. How like Reece James is so important to Maresca. And they went, no, we're getting rid of him. Wanted to get rid of Chalobah as well. Guy who was playing really well at the time. Couldn't even fucking sell him. So there's that. You sack him. You bring in a championship manager. Doesn't look like you're very ambitious, does it? You lower the wages. You don't bring in players that fill the fans with any confidence, especially not in this period, December, New Year. Like, we're on our knees. We weren't on our knees last year, but we were getting to that point, a month down the line. And then you bring in Maresca and you say, okay, fine, you sack Poch. I was angry about that. And he had success. And you sack him. You sack him. What are we doing? Why are you negative? How are you positive? How are you positive, man? I feel like I'm in a funeral and everyone's crying. And then you look over at this one guy. I mean, this could be you in the chat saying, why are you negative? Everyone's crying. They're upset. A close family member died, or a relative, a friend. And you're just smiling. What? I'm grieving. I'm in pain. I'm in pain because I have to watch it every week, mate. I have to watch it every single week. And you can turn off your telly. You can do that. You're positive because it's a new era. Oh, God. Some people can't be helped, man. Some people can't be helped. Some people can't be helped. I'm not even going to try to persuade you. I'm not even going to try. You accept that. You do that. You clap, mate. I don't care about Clear Lake. They don't care about us. All I care about is Chelsea FC. Big up to you, Father. Hope you're doing well, mate. It's listen, I said this to Steve on the phone. We're still going to have positive times. We're going to have good moments. I'm not going to go to every game and be grumpy. I will probably for the next few months, because that's just how it generally turns out. Ultimately, we go to the football for the same reason: to watch the game we love, to support the team that we love, and have fun and be entertained. Maybe have a few drinks as well. Now, for this month, the reasons will be slightly different, especially on the 17th of January. But it's depressing. Absolutely depressing. Maresca used our club. Of course he used our club. What do you think Rosnier's doing? What do you think Rosny is doing? Do you think he's just doing out of the goodness of his heart? Oh my God. Criminal. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Right, have we hit 100 people? Right, we need 7 more likes and then I'm reacting, okay? 7 more likes. I watched this earlier and I was pretty stunned, to be honest with you. I was pretty stunned. If you don't laugh, you'll cry, man. Honestly, you will flipping cry. Club's done, man. It's over. Protests ain't going to do shit. That's not the attitude, my friend. That's not the attitude. Don't go into this thinking that you can't make a difference. If someone was coming into your home, threatening you, your family, your possessions, whatever it is, would you just sit there and let them do it? Some of you would say yes, and that's fine. But you know what the outcome's going to be. And some of you will say, no, I'm going to fight back. And you might lose that fight, but you might win. What percentages would you rather have? Would you rather have 10, 20, 30% odds, or would you rather have 0%? Ultimately, I prefer the higher odds. I prefer the odds which see Chelsea going in a better direction. Now, if I sit here and just lay back and enjoy the ride, same as a lot of people, I don't think that we're going in a great place. So I'm saying something. Is this not part of British culture anyway, of football culture, to have an opinion on your team? Is it? I know you can't say much in this country anymore. You can't tweet, whatever it is. Am I not even allowed to talk about my football team? Is that banned? Is it banned to criticize when you think that a group of billionaires in America aren't doing a great job? Am I missing something here? What are we doing? Grow some cojones, man. Honestly. And I'm not even extreme. I'm just a regular guy. I look at Johnny. I look at... I mean, you have to watch Johnny now, don't you? It's funny. But it's true. It's true. It's true. But he's very extreme. He's very extreme. I'm not as extreme as Johnny. No one is as extreme as Johnny. And I respect Johnny. I do. I feel like I wouldn't consider myself to be in the industry because this isn't my full-time job. You know, this is a hobby for me. I actually have a job. You know, I consider Johnny to be someone that I get along okay with. And to be fair, I don't think Johnny's called everyone out. He's called me out. Of course he has. But I don't take it personally. There's been times where it's annoyed me a little bit because it's like, why are you even saying this stuff? But I will say this. I knew him before YouTube. You know, I was there for the Ricketts protest with Johnny. I've spoken to him. I asked him, I said, why do you do this? My reasoning for getting involved in Chelsea Fan TV is not because I wanted to run this channel. It's because nobody else was doing a good job and nobody else wanted to do it. I wanted to contribute to a channel. I didn't want to run it, but it just ended up working out that way. And, you know, I used to go on and used to really enjoy doing fan cams on 100% Chelsea and all this stuff. And then they stopped. And I used to say to Johnny when Chelsea Fan TV did their like odd fan cam, they barely did them. It used to piss me off. I used to be waiting there and nobody would rock up. And then I'd go in the pub and complain about it after. And I said to Johnny, I said, why'd you do it? Like, what's your reasoning? Like, you know, he's an interesting guy. I like his takes. A lot of them are pretty good. Not all of them, but a decent amount. He said, I just need to get it off my chest. That's what he said like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it was. So it's, you know, I believe Johnny. I believe that probably hasn't changed in a lot of ways. We can make a unit, they can sell. We can make a difference as a unit. Yeah, if it's just me, then look at it like this. We've got almost 1,000 people watching on all platforms, close to 1,000. If every single one of you went to the protests, it would already be, you know, taken seriously. It would be taken seriously. Now, not all of you can make it, but I reckon 10% of you could. So I've got just under 1,000 people, and you're telling me that 100 of you couldn't go to a protest. 100% you could. And then you got 1,000 people watching another stream, couple thousand watching this one, couple hundred on this one. Thousands of people can make it. You got 40,000 people going to the game against Brentford. Well, I hope so. It's perfectly plausible. Perfectly plausible. Protests have to be consistent, otherwise they mean nothing. I'd ask you what the number is. I don't even know what the number is. Can someone give me an honest number? Because you got to remember as well, if you're having these protests, how often are you having them? Are you doing them every week? Are you doing them once a month? Are you doing them 4 times a year? Because if you do them too often, people don't go. If you do them, but if you only do it once a year, it doesn't have the same impact. So you've got to find that balance, haven't you? It's a great point. Thanks for the super chat, mate. Appreciate it. Right. Let's react to what I wanted to react to, because honestly, I was stunned when I watched this. I was actually laughing, but like not in a happy laugh. Not like that. It was more of a, what am I watching? Like, what am I listening to? So let's watch this together. This is came out about 2 hours ago. If you haven't watched this, guys, oh my God. You got to watch the whole thing. We got time. I've got time. I don't mind. I've got to get up early to go to the game. No problem. Fuck that. That's going to dig. I'm going to get done for copyright. Bastards.
Hold on. Let's have it right. No, hold on 1 second. Just fifth.
No, I don't care.
Fuck's sake.
And we've been terrible in December, mate. And it's ended up with Maresca going from December the 12th being named manager of the month from November. 3 weeks later, he's party company.
Oh, man.
only at Chelsea could this happen, brother.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're a basket case of a football club, but you have been for a long time. But this just feels Chelsea fans are not happy, right? They are not happy with what's going on at the football club. And it does feel like a bit of a mess, Chase. I know there's a project and a way they want to do things, and I get that. But this just feels so messy.
Well, it is a mess. You know, as soon as a manager goes, it's always...
I don't know if you're going to say that after you've watched this. I like Jason, but yeah,
going to be a mess. You know, that you don't want, especially halfway through the season, and it's unravelled. Well, from what we can see on the outside, it's unravelled very, very quickly. But if you do a deeper dive, if you do some of the research and look at articles and so on and so forth, this has been happening for quite some time, and it's been unravelling, but it feels like it's unravelled so quickly and so dramatically that, as I said, we've gone from beating Barcelona, being the better side against Arsenal, by the way, and I was disappointed with the draw. And then you go into December, Leeds away was a disaster team selection, which if you now has been transpired that maybe he's had to pick a team based on what the medical team have advised him and told him to do. And you go out to Bournemouth, you're like, oh my God. And then the Everton, and then after the Everton game, then you hear the comments. I mean, in between that was Atalanta. That was Atalanta. I think it was Atalanta. And then but the results and performance has not been good enough, mate. I can't dress it up. It's been a disaster of a December. Everton, we win the 2-0. And then he comes out with the 48 hours, the worst 48 hours of my life at Chelsea. And then you're thinking, why's he come out and said that? Well, then you fast forward. That was week before Christmas. You go another 2.5 weeks ahead and he's gone. So there's been lots going on behind the scenes. He's not happy. He didn't do the presser the other day when we coming off the game against Bournemouth. He was ill, apparently. Apparently he wasn't. No. And it's we are where we are, I'm afraid.
And just on Chelsea, Maresca, he's lost his job. Just a little insight on what happened there and what they're going to do going forward.
This is a classic two sides. We'll come on to that in a moment. So going forwards, Liam Rosenior is expected to become the new Chelsea manager from Strasbourg. They're playing Nice whilst we're speaking. Because Blueco own both Strasbourg and Chelsea, it's about finding a plan for Strasbourg and Chelsea. The Rosenior part is expected to be smooth because he wants the job and more broadly for non-footballing reasons, I'm told, to return to England. But Strasbourg have to get a coach in because there's going to be an almighty uproar in France, probably regardless, but definitely if they take Rosenior and don't have a plan. And Mark Kelleher, who's the Strasbourg president, is going to play a big role in pacifying that fan base over there. Then in terms of Maresca, kind of two sides here. So Chelsea's position is Maresca left by mutual consent. Results were not good enough. 1 win in 7 Premier League games. There was a dispute specifically between Maresca and the medical department, with Maresca wanting more out of returning players from injury. And yet Chelsea's medical department is autonomous and independent, specifically with injured or returning players. So if they say Reece James can't play this week or can only play an hour, the manager has to bow to that decision because it's about workload and welfare. Whereas from Maresca's point of view, Chelsea felt that he was just going off book and ultimately picking players and playing them for longer. But the Maresca side is slightly different. The argument from sources close to the former Chelsea boss is it was more than just the medical department. He felt he wasn't protected. He didn't like the fact that Ruben Amorim's under pressure. So Jim Ratcliffe comes out and he says, 3 years, that's what I want to judge Amorim by.
Can I just say, like, the fact that I don't think there's anything wrong with the medical department having a say. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm sure a lot of you have watched the All or Nothing documentaries. I watched the one with Tottenham when Mourinho was there and Kane got injured. And then Mourinho relied on Son. And you got the medical department basically saying like, oh, I don't know if he's going to be available, this and that. And the manager is constantly pushing to get them back, ready, available. He ultimately has the responsibility of driving the results and managing, not just, you see, for me, it's not just about managing the football. It is about managing your coaching staff. It's also about managing your board because you have to play their game as well at every football club. You know, if you can't get along with the board, then you're going to get fired. That's how it works. You got to manage the medical staff. You have to find a common ground. But when you are constantly dictated to, this is what I can't stand. I can't stand it. And I was saying it at Stamford Bridge when Palmer came off. I said, it's baffling, this substitution. It's baffling. But it's not now, is it? Because Maresca didn't make the bloody sub. He didn't make the substitution. It was the medical department that made the substitution. Like I'm sure they did many times before that when you were probably baffled about why the hell is this player starting? Why is this guy coming on? I find it crazy. A manager used to manage the whole club. He used to manage the transfers, everything, helping with all of this stuff. And now you're not even allowed to manage your own substitutions. You can't even choose who's playing every week. It gets to a point where, you know, you work in sales, and anyone who's worked in sales before, they give you a script sometimes, especially in telesales. Eventually you learn the script and then you kind of go off script a little bit and you find your own way. But it's like, no, word for word. I want you to pause when I say pause. I want you to Raise your voice when I say this. I want you to barking out. It's like it's robotic. And what do robots not have? They don't have soul. They don't have passion. How do you connect to that as a fan base? Very difficult to connect. I don't think the style of football helped either, just to be clear. Like, I had a chat with Don, and Don was talking about inverting players and Garnacho and profiles and signings. There is a conversation to be had, and I haven't got a problem talking about that. There is a conversation to be had. But it's like, my friend, the boat is sinking. I don't need to know how to fix. I don't need to know all of the details about where we need to turn, how we accelerate this. But how do we get me off the boat? Get me off. Just get to the point. What is the issue here? What is the problem? Ah, finally, we bring it up. We've been talking about inverting and all this stuff. It's not football, guys. It's not football. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. Unfortunately, it's bigger than that. There's no problem having a conversation with it, but I don't get it. I don't understand why you're having that conversation right now. We can break down football games, no problem. We can break down. But that's where we are. Anyway, let's continue.
Maresca didn't get any public vote of confidence. Chelsea would counter that and say he was in trouble a year ago. He wasn't sacked. He had a 5-year contract and so on. But Maresca didn't feel he was protected. And Maresca felt that the interference in team selection extended beyond the medical department. And it was actually about giving young players minutes to raise their value, because that's the Chelsea project. So in the end, they've parted ways. Those close to Maresca are adamant that he resigned, that he drove this, that he quit, that he wasn't sick after the Bournemouth draw, and then he wanted to leave. Those on the Chelsea side counter that quite categorically and say that it was a decision that they drove. Either way, it was in the best interest of all parties to sort out the situation promptly, and now everybody moves forwards. Maresca's
Let's be real. We all know he quit. If the guy wanted to stay at Chelsea, he would be managing the Man City game. It's anyone who thinks this guy was sacked, you're kidding yourself. Chelsea don't want to pay people off. He's on a 5-year deal. What's he on? 4 million a season or something? He's got 4 years left, so they're going to pay him £16 million to get rid of him. What? That's not profitable. Are you mad? This guy quit because he was sick of it. He was sick.
Reputation has risen, and he no doubt will get another job. We know he's linked with both Manchester City and Juventus. And from the perspective of Chelsea, they'll feel that Liam Rosenior is a project fit because, of course, he's already been working at Strasbourg.
And also, the Strasbourg, the Blue Co, it feels the natural progression. But from my understanding is that he has been playing the same system, the same way. This is the Blue Co way. As with Callum McFarlane as well, playing 4-2-3-1. That's exactly what he does as well. So, and he knows the owners, right?
Mm.
This is not like you're plucking someone from French football. He works with and for the same organisation, if you like, which is Blue Co.
Yeah, and you've got plenty of synergy as well. Emiga's going to be arriving at Chelsea. Liam Rosenior was obviously managing him at Strasbourg. Andre Santos spent a year there. He's back at Chelsea as well. Henders, same style, same philosophy, same role as a head coach within.
Same style, same philosophy. I mean, can we agree on that? I want to know this for a fact. You say all this, Alex, but still attend games. It's not about supporting the players. It's about standing up for the club you supposedly love. Going to games just makes them feel vindicated. I've already paid. This is why I don't like that idea. I've already paid. Yeah, I've paid to go. Like, as much as a lot of people want to believe, I'm not wealthy. I'm really not like the kind of guy to throw away almost £1,000 on a season ticket. It's just not. It's not viable for me. Like, I'm not going to not go, mate. And there are a small segment of people who would stop going. And I respect you. I respect you, and that's your opinion. But those people who gave up their season tickets, I got a surprise for you. Somebody else is taking that, or it's going on a membership, and they're going to make more money. So you're actually feeding the problem. You're feeding the problem. I'll give you an example. I left my flat a couple of years ago, and I was in a, God, what was it? Relatively good price. I was paying like $700 a month. And then it went up to $750. And then I left, and I found out that the person moving in after me was being charged double. Double. She put the rent from $750 to $1,500 a month. So giving up your season ticket, actually, there's a huge argument that you're making the problem worse. That's my opinion on it. You're making the problem worse. I don't buy that argument. Alex, are you brown enveloped? You tell me, my friend. Go and watch my interview on TalkSport. You tell me.
The model, so Chelsea will have no concerns that Rosenior is going to go off book, and a good talker, handles the media well. I think an underrated point in all of this from Chelsea's perspective, Maresca may have other opinions, but if you take the football and the critical strategic issues out of it, one of Chelsea's bugbears is if the manager's got an issue, challenge it, and aggressively, because that's quite healthy in private, but don't air your dirty laundry.
Basically, all right, you can say all this, guff to me about Liam Rosenior, all right, and all this nonsense about Strasbourg and Chelsea and organisations and all this absolute garbage. Chelsea are not Strasbourg. Chelsea are one of the biggest clubs in the world. Liam Rosenior is not a Chelsea manager. All right, he's not ready to take that step up. They're bringing him in because they want a yes man. Chelsea fans, they're not going to get behind this. They're not going to listen to all this old guff that you're giving me about, oh yeah, he plays the same formation, he plays the same system, blah blah blah. Everyone plays 4-2-3-1. We're talking about Chelsea here, who have had Mourinho, who've had Conte, who've had Ancelotti, who've had Thomas Tuchel, and now you're going to bring in Liam Rosenior. Like, I'm sorry, like I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. It's a load of old rubbish, right? Because they want to bring in a yes man, and Maresca's they fell out because Maresca, who's a good manager, who's won the Club World Cup, he's got a group of players together, has turned around and said, you know what? I've had enough of all this old rubbish. The medical team telling me that I can only play Cole Palmer for 60 minutes, and I'm getting it in the neck from the fans saying you don't know what you're doing, when it's the medical team is saying that you're only allowed to play him for so long. He's getting dug out because Reece James played 3 games on the bounce, who's best player, and all of a sudden he's, oh no, you can't do that. You can't play Reece James every game because he's not fit enough. Right, so he's had enough of it all. He's questioned it, and he said, you know what? I want some of my own players in January. I want to bring in someone like him or someone like him. And they go, oh, no, you just coach the team. So Maresca's gone, you know what? I've had enough of this. So what are you going to do? Chelsea bringing me a yes man. Do you think the Chelsea fans are going to accept having a yes man as their manager?
Well, first of all, I don't think Liam Rosenior is a yes man.
He's a yes.
Oh, God, straight in there. I don't think he's a yes man. Oh my God! Look at Jason Cundy. Fucking hell, he is shook. He is shook. Oh, I need to watch that last bit again.
What to do? Chelsea bringing me a yes man. Do you think the Chelsea fans are going to accept having a yes man as their manager?
Well, first of all, I don't think Liam Rosenior is a yes man.
He's a yes man.
Fucking come on, mate. I mean, to be fair, I don't know what he's supposed to say as a journalist. I don't know what the rules are. But I mean, he's not saying it straight, is he? He's not saying it straight. The guy has to be a yes man. He has to be. He's already working for them.
Accept having a yes man as their manager.
Well, first of all, I don't think Liam Rosenior is a yes man.
He's a yes man.
Forthright.
He's a yes man.
I'm not sure you've met him to be able to take that opinion because he's quite spiky. He's quite forthright, and even in
he's getting the Chelsea job because he's going to shut his mouth.
Recruitment.
He's going to get the Chelsea job because he's going to put up and shut up. That's why he's getting.
I'm not so sure about that.
That's why he's getting a job.
Time will tell. But people said that about Maresca when he joined. I mean, my question to you, Jason, because you're more informed than I am, Jason. I think the sort of starting premise is if Maresca is a Chelsea manager now when he leaves, did you think he was a Chelsea manager when he joined? And if you're saying...
I'm in the same opinion. Jay and I were talking about this earlier. If you listen to any Leicester fan when Chelsea signed, they said it'd be a failure, right? Well, he hasn't been a failure. He actually done very well. And I think he probably done as well as he possibly could. Got us fourth into the Champions League last season. Finished above the media darlings of Eddie Howe at that particular time. People say he spent $1 billion. Truth is, he got us there, okay? And he managed not only to get us into fourth position above Newcastle and Aston Villa, won us the Conference League, right? Should we won it? Yeah. Still done it. Club World Champion. Still got us there. We're fifth, by the way. We're not 11th. We're fifth. He's done all right. But if that relationship was broken down, I think it's healthy for everyone. You move on. December was a disaster. You can't dress it up. It was an absolute disaster. Now, I don't know what Liam Rosenior is going to do. What I do know is that Liam Rosenior has been put in place, and it was part of it's happened too soon, but Liam Rosenior was brought in, and he was at Bluecoat. This was planned. It's happened too quickly. I don't think anyone at Chelsea expected this to happen right now. Because you go back to the beginning
of
December.
Do you think Liam Rosenior is good enough to take the Chelsea?
I don't know, Jay, any more than you do.
He's shitting himself. Honestly, he's bricking it. He's bricking it. And fair play to Jamie O'Hara, who did challenge me when I came on. You won 2 trophies. Yeah, but come on, mate. Where are we now? But he stuck it on Jason. I presume maybe, speaking to enough fans, he must be in that position as well. But you don't have to look far to see. You don't have to look far
right now, because you go back to the beginning.
Do you think Liam Rosenior is good enough to take the Chelsea?
I don't know, Jay, any more than you do.
Yeah, but do you think he's good enough?
I don't know any more than you do.
Okay.
No, Jay, we don't know.
No.
You could. I know what you're saying, right?
I know you don't know, but you've been in football for 25, 30 years.
Yeah, longer than
that. Right. You know football. Right. You know how football's run. You look at decisions that get made, like Ange going to Nottingham Forest, like Wilfred Nancy going to Celtic. You look
We're
at
all wise after the event,
and you go, that ain't going to work. In your expert opinion, because that's what you are. You're an expert, Jace.
Yeah.
Do you think Liam Rosenior is good enough to be the Chelsea manager?
It doesn't feel right, okay? I'll admit it doesn't feel right, and it does with Liam Rosenior, right? I don't watch enough of French football, right? I remember everyone saying, myself included, Keith Andrews at Brentford, yeah? Is he good enough? First managerial job. She's done right. And I think that there is a point of saying, right, I think you have to trust what they're doing. They're the ones in control.
I've got no trust. No one trusts the Chelsea board. No one. No one trusts at Chelsea.
What do you mean no one trusts it?
The fans don't trust the board. They're protesting.
Yeah, right, okay, right. I get why they protest. I understand it because things have gone from. But listen, there for the grace of God go out. Roman Abramovich came in, totally different ownership model, completely different to how things are run. All right, and we are used to winning. They ain't done. It's not as bad as everyone says. I don't think it's not as bad as everyone says.
It's not as bad as everyone says. Let's put a poll in the chat. Let's do a poll. Let's run a poll, shall we? No on the fence answers, I'm afraid. It's a yes or no. It's in the chat. Is it as bad as everyone says? Because I think that's a very interesting quote that Jason Cundy says there. I don't know how he can say that. I mean, look, he's not wrong in the sense that we could have finished outside of the Champions League. We could have not won the Club World Cup. We could have not won the Conference League. There's that. But does it make it acceptable from where we were to where we are? It doesn't make it acceptable. You cannot seriously think that that's acceptable. I'm going to let that stay there until we get a few more votes. So we've got almost 300 of you on YouTube. So let's see your votes on there, and then I'll go through it in a second. Let's just finish this off.
As bad as everyone done, all right? And we are used to winning. They ain't done. It's not as bad as everyone says. I don't think it's not as bad as everyone says. Club World Champ, you can mock it all you like. No one expected us to win that. No one. I didn't think that we finished fourth last season. We did. We ended up doing all right.
Done a great job.
Say again?
Maresca done a great job.
The club, the club with Maresca.
Maresca done a great job.
And the club, I think, okay, yes. But the club, some of the signings, right, that he's bought, that the club have bought in, they've done all right. Some haven't. Some, there's a big fear that Chelsea are going to flip players, like what we've seen with Jackson and what we've seen with Noni Madueke, right? I don't know how that's going to play out any more than you do. But right now, to be fifth, and I think the Liam Rosenior is coming in there's a squad of players in there that in December underachieved. Right now, I don't know any more than you do, Jay. Liam Rosenior being Chelsea manager. Sorry, that's his dad. Liam Rosenior. I do apologize, but that it doesn't feel right. No, but I've got to tell you what. From what this has been in place. It's happened too quick. It's happened too quick. But they play the same system. They are his boss, by the way. The same owners.
No, I know.
I'll have to wait and see how it goes out. I'm used to seeing top of the range managers, like you mentioned there, Conte. I'm used to Chelsea winning Champions League, winning Premier League. It's a different football club right now. And I think we just, as a Chelsea fan, I have to sit there and wait and see how things are played out. The last 18 months have been better than any Chelsea fan really could have envisaged. I think. God. Fourth in the league. That matters.
You spent £1 billion, Jace.
But the squad's not built.
But
it's not, Jace.
You keep saying,
it's not.
It might not. It's not being
built to challenge the title.
It's not built to win the Premier League.
No, it's not.
It's built to finish fourth.
It is built to finish fourth. You're right.
Okay.
Yes.
That's where you are.
That's fine then. So we're par.
Oh, yeah, but
come fifth. No, but Jay, come on. What do you mean, come on?
Because it ain't. Come on. This is. You're talking about Chelsea here. Yeah. They're a massive football club.
It's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. I was shocked when I watched it. I was laughing. It's entertaining. You can't deny it's entertaining. But it's also like, really? Why is Jamie O'Hara the one that's basically saying what everybody... Jamie O'Hara is the one saying what Chelsea fans want to hear from Jason Cundy, but he does work for Chelsea. So, yes, I think you're correct in that sense. I think you're correct. He doesn't want to lose his job. And it's frustrating, but it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious me. This is what I'm saying. Look at this. This is what I'm saying. You cannot tell me he was sacked. You're an idiot if you think he was sacked. He's not. He wasn't sacked. The guy walked out of this club. He left us. Imagine you go from Leicester to Chelsea and after a year, you're sick of it. You work with Daniel Levy for 5 years. And after 1 year at Chelsea, you can't deal with it. It's fucking ridiculous. This is the worst working conditions a manager could ever have. I'm sorry. I mean, a head coach. pathetic. Everybody's saying this stuff, man. Enzo Maresca felt so angry of how he was being undermined by the hierarchy that he walked away from a potential compensation package worth around 14 million. Chelsea have accused him of emotional immaturity. You know, this is the truth, guys. The man saved his career, which is going to be worth more than 14 million. I'll tell you that right now, with the jobs that he could get. This man gets the City job. He is making some serious cash. And I'm not saying that's why he quit, but you can't expect a manager to be willing to take all these punches to the face, public beatdowns, booed in the stadium, people saying you don't know what you're doing, the media calling him out, people on social media criticizing what he's doing, the players probably thinking, what the hell is going on? The owners criticizing that they're not getting the results. You've got the board of directors breathing down your neck. Paul Winstanley wants you to play this player because he bought him. Lawrence Stewart wants you to play that player. Who's going to win the battle? Who's going to make the most money? Who's going to have the biggest sell-ons? Really? This is a bigger embarrassment in many ways than when Tuchel got sacked. I said that on TalkSport, and I'll say it again. It's a bigger embarrassment because this guy was supposed to be aligned with the project. He accepted the terms, and then after a year and having some success, he went, I can't do this. Can't do it. Even after knowing what he was walking into, it was even worse than he realized. In terms of Liam Rosenior, for those of you who haven't seen him play much, and I've seen him play a few times, but I've done a little bit of research. On paper, Liam Rosenior, he does change the formation. He has, he'll play with a 3-4-3. He'll play with a 3-4-2-1. He'll also switch to a back four, like a 4-2-3-1, which we obviously know with Maresca. And yeah, high pressing, blah, blah, blah. They both want to have possession. They both want to press. Yeah. I mean, apparently, Rosenior's a little bit less passive. So, I mean, match-going fans, maybe it means that we'll be a little bit more direct, which has been a big frustration. If I'm looking for a positive, a little bit more direct. But, yeah. I have zero interest in the game tomorrow. This Rosenior donkey won't last longer than 8 months. Don't want him at Chelsea. Keep up the good work, Alex. Thank you very much. I own your mum. All right. What a name. It's mad, isn't it, guys? It's absolutely mad. Chelsea brings out the bad. It brings out the bad. It's like that toxic girlfriend. I'm lucky. I don't have a toxic girlfriend. Rachel's great, but boys, if you have anything like that in your life and you're a Chelsea fan, one of them needs to go. One of them needs to go, man. because your life is not going to be pleasant if you got a toxic home life. Then you go out, you're supposed to get away from all that, and you're dealing with this. Anyway, right, let's let's preview this game, people. Let's preview this game. Let's try and cheer ourselves up, shall we? You don't know what... Fucking hell. Jesus. Let's go back to what I was doing. I did that poll. I haven't gone back to that. So what are the votes as it stands? Okay. Decent amount of people voted. 87% of you said that it is as bad as everyone says. And 13% of you say it isn't. Now, I'm just going to ask you, if you're in the 13%, can you please just explain why? Like, I know I've got my fist out, but I come in peace. Why? Why? How can you not see that things are bad? Like, did it not worry you during New Year's when you're looking at your notifications and there's tension between the manager and Chelsea? Did that not have a little bit of an effect on your mood at that time? Did you not feel upset when you woke up, probably being hungover, and we've gotten rid of our manager who's actually brought the most success that Clear Lake and Blueco have ever had at this club in sports, period? Like, does that not worry you that even with that, like, success won't give you the job? Success doesn't guarantee. So what does? And then you dive a little bit deeper and you go, well, I figured it out. I figured out what does this. I now understand. What used to be unclear is now very clear. I was just looking in the wrong direction. I was looking here. Maybe I need to, if you know what I mean. Maybe I need to look up. As is the case with a lot of things, huh? What else have we got? By the way, Strasbourg drew against Nice. They drew 1-1. You'd think after having a period at the club, you'd at least win the last game. Coming to Chelsea, leave on a high note. Maybe Chelsea could look at that performance and go, oh, maybe that's something that we could have. Didn't even win that game. I just don't get it. Should we give up? No, you don't give up. You change your perspective. You change your perspective and you think logically, but there's always emotion in there. You have to use that emotion in a positive way. Don't just put your head in your hands. Find a way to make a difference, whatever that is. It could be in the online community. It could be at the stadium. It could be outside the stadium. It could be your contributions to the club. Buying merchandise, shirts. Could be buying food when you go. It could be a variety of things. It could be your membership. You're the ones that make a difference, not the season ticket holders. It's the members that make the money for Chelsea. guarantee it. I guarantee it. How many members do you reckon there are at Chelsea? Like when you look in the queue, right? People talk about the virtual waiting room. They go, "Oh, I'm like 150,000th in the queue." 150,000 people. Let's just put that into perspective. And they, what's the cheapest membership is £15. Let's just imagine it's the cheapest membership. 150 times 15. That's 2.2. That's almost 2.5 million quid. That's 2,250,000. Just for the members that don't even get tickets. That's just for them to receive tickets. £15 for nothing. So you're paying, if they've got 150,000 members, and I reckon we do. I've had to make, Rachel's a member. I've had to do it so she can come. I've, other mates of mine that needed tickets. I said, if you haven't got a membership, I can't do it. I can't transfer you the ticket. So millions of pounds. Millions of pounds. Oh, goodness gracious. Millions of pounds. How do you become a season ticket holder? Impossible these days, my friend. Impossible. Right, let's end that poll. Okay. So yeah, Callum McFarlane will be taking charge of this game, the Chelsea under-21s coach. He obviously did the presser. He described it as a crazy 24 hours and said the brief is to simply prepare for City. Don't think about signings. Don't think about substitutions. Don't think about starting 11. Just prepare. He also said Cucurella returned to training and will be assessed. Rosenior's obviously spoken about Strasbourg. He's made it pretty obvious. And it looks like Mark Keller from Strasbourg, the CEO, he's going to step down. Or he's going to consider stepping down if Rosenior leaves. That's unconfirmed, but there's a good chance it's going to happen because he's been trying to persuade Bluecoat to not make this happen. Like, even the little heritage that Strasbourg had is going to leave because of this. It's the equivalent of Marina Granovskaya for Strasbourg, more important in many ways. Or was it Peter Kenyon, who we had, we took him from Man United. Like, people running a football club that really have an understanding of who you are, and that's going to be lost. City are 4 points behind. I thought there were more points behind Arsenal. Hang on a sec. That can't be right. Let's make sure this is correct. And more than 4 points. 7 points behind Arsenal. Don't know what this information is. 7 points behind Arsenal. I mean, who gives a shit, honestly? Who gives a shit? We're not catching them. We're not catching them, guys. The only thing we're going to catch is a cold in Manchester because it's freezing. I managed to last pretty much, I lasted pretty much the whole of December without putting the heating on. But January has broken me. The radiator is on. If you know, you know. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm probably going to wrap it up there. I don't even want to talk about the City game. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just see what happens. We know Caicedo is not available. Yeah, Caicedo is not available. couple of players out for City, a decent amount, but they got good depth. So I wouldn't really think too much about that with any optimism. Yeah. If Chelsea can win this game, then great. And if we can't, I wouldn't be surprised. But listen, big up to all of you. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. It wasn't a planned stream. I just thought, why not? Like the video if you haven't already. Like the stream. It does make a difference. It just shows that you're enjoying what I'm doing. It encourages me to continue making content. We will be doing fan cams outside Manchester. I would say surely it can't be any worse than last season. That was when Sanchez had an absolute disaster class, but maybe we'll have another 4-0 like we had with Potter. Who knows? I hate to be negative, but it's hard to be positive at the moment. Big up to all of you. Enjoy your evening. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Up the Chelsea, as always. And